Yeah, welcome back. The third game we're going to show you tonight, the one from Football Park. Glenelg, I suppose, were unimpressive last week in their performance against South Adelaide. Norwood, on the other hand, beaten by West Torrens. I think Michael Aish said after the game that some of his players he thought were a little bit big-headed, and perhaps they should have put in a little bit more in that game. So both sides were bouncing off, I suppose, unimpressive performances last week. Let's have a look now at the highlights of the game. Glenelg, Norwood, Football Park.
Hectic start by both sides. Scott Salisbury not happy with the decision, but it was out of bounds. Still no score. Played just on 4 minutes of the first quarter. Should be a good game. Norwood second on the ladder. The Bay struggling to find form. Carey, beautiful tap. Neve got a hand to it. Connolly will be first there for Norwood. Overran the ball, allowed Marshall to pick up. He drives towards the half-forward flank and finds Craig Butterick. Butterick's too far out to score. He's going to go searching towards the pocket. Seabohm on a lead. Takes on the half volley. Under pressure, tapped on by McTavish. Clever football back to Seabohm. He lines up the goals. The first score on the board to the Bays. Hall and Carey, John Hall used his height, got it back as he drives towards centre half forward. Coming to meet it is David Payne. Read that well, did David Payne. A little bit too much pace on that occasion for Ross Gibbs. All raised a little loose in defence at the moment. And Stephen Connolly has taken a rather heavy knock from Wayne Stringer.
Off goes Cruz. McDermott wants it in long. He's going in long. Cruz in front. McDermott over the top almost. Cruz likewise. In there is Payne through Taylor. Got the kick of sorts away. Here's a chance for Hewitt if they can get the ball out to McTavish. Hewitt back on the left leg. Shoots away. Goal! What a brilliant goal!
Too far out to score is Craig Butterick. The handball goes over the top for McTavish. McTavish will line up from 50 metres out. Maynard. Super grab by Maynard. He's looking for goal number 4 for the Bays, and doesn't look too bad off the boot either. He's popped it through for his first. The Bays are 4-1, Norwood are 1-1.
Disby from half-back flank. Put the legs towards centre field. Gets a lead from Pike. Richardson over the top. Oh, big leap in the middle of the pack by Stringer. And what a first quarter this lad's having.
Played over 28 minutes. Wardhurst comes grandstand side. Richardson, he gets a fist to it in the direction of David Payne. He's bundled to the turf. Maynard went in extremely hard. He got it out though to Hodgman. Hodgman will go short. Seabohm on the lead. Beautifully put. He's going to be paid the mark. No, he's paid the free kick. Now Hodgman. Hodgman's got a player loose out wide. It's Mark Hewitt with plenty of space. Have time to settle and have a look up forward. He runs the boundary line, fires in towards full forward. The kick's a shocker. Oh, defensive error again there from Fosdyke. Allows Butterick to have a shot at goal. Snaps around the body. Is it a goal or is it a point? I think it's a goal to Butterick.
Hall's first touch. Payne can't get out. McDermott. Good handball. Salisbury on the left leg. Out comes Seabohm. Warhurst there with him. Line ball that one. Hodgman gives a chance back to Salisbury. Butterick wants it in the centre. Going in high towards the pocket. Almost McTavish. Or is he going to pay it? He's paid it.
Cruz with kick number 2 goes towards the forward pocket, and John Seabohm on a lovely lead takes another fine mark. On way out from goal, will take a good kick. Angle is very acute in the square. There's only Scott Salisbury who's darting around at the moment, and John Seabohm will line up with that left foot of his. Kick is underway, and it's not a bad sort of kick either. It's a super kick by John Seabohm, a great kick.
Salisbury, Gibbs fades back beautifully, goes to the lead now on the half-forward line. Down goes Maynard. Fosdyke's got to be able to play. The umpire said he isn't. McTavish got it by plenty. Goes to the half-forward line. Marshall, beautiful mark. He's only got one in the square, but he's going out wide. McTavish slips it over Maynard. Caught on the left leg. He's going to have to work hard. Hooks in high. Won't make the distance. Player settled. Big lead. Fine mark, Butterick. The loose ball. Hewitt against Richardson. The bodies go in. Richardson did it well. Might not get away with it, however. The handball to McIntosh is good. Tries to run the gauntlet. Gets through Stringer pretty easily. Slips the handball out Ducker. The legs into attack again. Ducker puts in a long one. This could be a goal. Brilliant goal, Norwood.
Coming through, Richardson thought about the handball, decided to kick. It's wobbly old one. Covers about 30 metres across the ground. Ross couldn't. Donovan. Over the head of Hodgman. Marshall. Beautiful handball to Butterick. And Butterick will line up from 20 metres out and pop it through for his third.
A bounce down. Hall against Cruz. Seabohm. Lester Ross. Taylor. Dummied the handball cleverly. Carey will eat this one. The big fellow's got it centre field. The umpire won't let him play on there. Carey and Michael Ace could be fellow teammates on Tuesday. Marshall goes in long. That's a beautiful kick. And he's booted his second goal.
Maynard, good 50 metres out from goal. He's going to put it in high towards the square. Players set themselves. Front spot was Buderick at the back. Appeared to be Disbury, or kick off the ground from Buderick, and picked up by Seabaum, and he's popped it through for his fifth. Murphy, Fosdyke, spun his way nicely out of trouble to find Aish. Beautiful smother though by Stout McFarlane. He comes away with a footy. On towards Maynard, and Maynard's will run. He'll run about 100 metres, and then he'll drive in long towards the square. Who's home for the Bays? It's McDermott. Can he take a one-hander? He can't. He's got two on it now. Tries to get onto the boot, and just with sheer strength, pops it through for goal number 2. 16-8 the Bays, Norwood a 5-5. This will take a good kick. Not too bad off the boot. Coming back fractionally. Hasn't made the distance, but big John Hall, up he went like an eagle. Soared well. Very little competition, and that's his 7th telling mark for the big fellow. McNeil, 45-metre kick towards the centre of the ground, tapped on by Pike. McIntosh, a little quiet in the last quarter. He's a good handball, though, to find Stephen Rowe. Rowe's kick's not good, although it might dribble through for a goal if it hasn't been touched. Well, I said it wasn't a good kick by Stephen Rowe, but believe it or not, he's got his second goal.
Centre field. Cruz, beautifully put. Bacon paddock for Kidney if he gets the set through the half-forward line. Maynard wants it. Kidney doesn't need him. Goes for goal. Brilliantly done.
Your weary body starting to show out there now. The tap finds David Kernahan. He drives in long towards full forward on Warhurst. Was clean bowled. Beautiful handbone from Seabaum to McDermott. McDermott pops it through for goal number 3.
Marshall could kick this. He's not confident making the distance, however. Gives a chance to Hodgman. And Hodgman's got it. Further afield, he can give it again. And now Gibbs is going to get a chance. 30 metres out. Shoots for goal. He's got it. Up goes the hand. You think he's very happy. I knew he would. I would have bet on it. Disbury in opposition to Seabaum. Super's having a spell. I don't know why. Maybe he's done a lot. Marshall. Salisbury, brilliantly done. 30 metres out. Goes for home, and he's got it.
More frustration creeping into the Norwood game as Disbury handballs back in the square, or he could be setting up a poor passage of play here. Warhurst back to Taylor, picked up now by Buderick. In goes Warhurst, out the back door. Hewitt swings boot to ball. A lot of pushing and shoving in the square, and Hewitt's kick has gone through for a goal.
As the sun sets in the west, he kicks the ball towards it, and he's underneath it a little bit. He's not going to make the distance. Big leap, Carey! Oh, what a mark! Only his 3rd kick for the day, but some of the tackles that he put out have been brilliant. First goal, he'll be happy too. 24-14 to 8-10. Siren sounds, the game is over. And Glenelg have handed out a thrashing to the number 2 side in the South Australian National Football League by running out winners 24-14 to Norwood's miserable 8 goals 10.
Yes, it certainly was a thrashing. 100 points. It's not very often that a side wins a game of football by 100 points, and particularly sides that you would think pre-match that they'd be well matched. In fact, they weren't. Glenelg just went right on with it. Seabaum booted 6, Buderick 4, McDermott 3, Marshall and Hewitt got 2 each, and for the Norwood side, Rowe got 2, and there were several players who kicked 1 goal each for Norwood. Peter Carey, I think, was a man that many people were talking about pre-match and during the match, whether or not he would again play for South Australia. You might consider that Peter Carey played in that game in 1984. That was the last time that he played state footy, when South Australia were beaten by Western Australia by a decision from the infamous Mike Ball, who in fact umpired at Footy Park today, and Mike Ball and John Hilton will umpire the match on Tuesday night. But my guess is that Peter Carey might be back in that stateside on Tuesday night. Let's find out. I think Ian Day might put the question to Graham Corns. Ian Day, in fact, spoke to Graham Corns after the match.
Graham, the Bays played very well, but were you surprised by the ease of your win?
Yeah, in the end, Ian, you wouldn't have expected to have won by so much, but it was a hard, tough, competitive game early, and I really only started to feel comfortable towards the end of the 3rd quarter. Norwood always were in it and had the it looked as though they were capable of running the ball and moving it quickly, but I thought both teams played very well in the first half. Our 3rd quarter was extremely good.
Butterick and Seabohm now providing a bit of marking ability through your half-forward line, full forward?
Well, that was pleasing, but we gave them a lot better use of a lot better service with the ball. They got a lot better look at it. And more importantly, our forward line players really did fight to hold the ball in the area and bring the ball out. Norwood had to bring it out under pressure.
You bunkered McDermott for a couple of minutes in the first quarter. He looked proppy right from the start. Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. There was just something I wanted to have a word with him about and explain. It was pretty hard to do it through the runner, that's all.
And what about the ruck duels between Carey and John Hall, both potential state players Tuesday night?
Well, I thought Peter Carey played a great game of footy, and I'll have to have a closer look at it to truly assess it. But on the day, maybe I'm biased, but I thought Peter Carey gave our blokes pretty good service.
Graham, well played.
So.
Yeah, I think that's probably an indicator from Graham Corns that Peter Carey may play on Tuesday. But what about Chris McDermott, one of our best players? In fact, I thought he was our best player against Victoria. Let's hope that he's not injured. After the game, Ian Day had this to say.
Studley didn't really answer the question like I like to about the ruck duels between Hall and Carey. I thought that Carey was possibly best man on the ground with a brilliant performance, but the question is whether he can come up again so soon on Tuesday night to lead South Australia against Western Australia. But John Hall was possibly Norwood's best player as well, but he simply doesn't do the little things around the track that Peter Carey does. But both of them played fine games this afternoon. Incidentally, I've been following football now for quite some time. I cannot remember ever Norwood handing out such an awful performance as they put in at Football Park this afternoon.
Yeah, I think I can remember one in 1984 at the Elizabeth Oval when Central District destroyed Norwood. It was an awful performance, and from that point on, Norwood just went from strength to strength and in fact won the grand final that year.